Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Here we go. This is the commercial breakdown process where we look at other people's work from the confines of our own luxurious spaces. Right? We don't want to go out in the real world. That's hard. What's easy? Talking about other people's stuff. It's a lot more fun too, because when you poke fun at their stuff, I don't feel as bad on the inside about my own life. Right? That's the goal here. You and I can do this together. So I got carried away the last time we did one of these things. Last time we did the commercial, I get distracted, right? I watched the whole thing like we're going to do today. I watched the whole ad, and then I can't even remember why we started in the first place. So each one of these commercials, I want to look at one thing and one thing only, because if I look at two things, I forget what the first one was. And then I probably forget what the second one was. And pretty soon we just start talking about the commercial and having a gay old time. I'm not going to do that today. We're looking at one thing now. I'm going to tempt fate. We are going to watch the ad in its entirety, because that's the bit where we can get the humor in. After that, though, we are going to focus on one thing. And today, it's about the conundrum of, Patrick, you say backlight everything. Do you really mean backlight everything? I say, no, don't backlight everything unless you want a job and unless you want a career as a cinematographer. If you don't want those things, front light. If you do want those things, backlight. And then don't tell anybody that you don't know what you're doing. Right? That's a red flag when it comes to production, is if you start spouting off that you have zero knowledge and you just learn this stuff on YouTube, you're in trouble, right? There is still a stigma about not knowing anything and having a job on set. It's strange how that works. Anyway, if you like these breakdowns, you want them longer and you want to look at feature films, or you want to hear more podcasts about what it actually is like working in the industry and not just me making fun of myself and you at the same time, look down in the comment section below. Patreon, yay! Patreon supporters make this all possible. Without them, I'd actually be working on real jobs. I wouldn't be doing this. I certainly wouldn't be sharing with you. That is for sure. So if you want to do that, check it out. Okay, here we go. We are in a commercial. And this lady, this is me, right? Bang, right out the gate. This is me in my car right before the start of every job going, please don't let them know. Please don't let them know that I am a space cadet. Yes. Yay. Oh my God, curtains and shears. This is what we're going to do. Instead of calling it the Wandering DP from now on, it should just be curtains and shears. Because if you want to make something look nice and it's an interior, just like how we would backlight everything outside, curtains and shears, that's it. That's the whole formula. Like that, Patrick, that can't be the whole formula, right? You must have some skill. There must be some knowledge about the technology, about the crew, the management, the coming together, the invoicing process, which is quite important after the job. All these things add up to really being a great cinematographer, don't they? I am suspect, really. I think it's curtains and shears, and that's all you do. Oh, this is you? Like, surprised? You didn't just say that out loud, did you? Man, there's people who build entire careers on curtains and shears. You're looking at them. Oh, God. We're under a tree. We're having fun. This lady's confused. Little boy's happy. Yay, we're all happy. We're swimming. We're dancing, taking photos. Oh, no. The sea is sad. Oh, no, the sea's happy. Here we go. Somebody watched The Master, right? Paul Thomas Anderson got a credit on this. And we're smooching. We're in the army. And we're driving. Yay. Roll the camera. 4x3, you saw. I didn't even have to mention it. Well, that was the look you gave me when I said 4x3. Oh, man, you know what time it is. Let's make something that's pretty boring, halfway interesting. How do we do it? 4x3 and a lot of grain. Holy Lord, we went hot on that sky back there, didn't we? And we're driving on the beach, having kids. Anytime you go wide lens, like shoot from the hip, you know, like what? Tree of Life? Yes, but in another country. Oh, here we go. We're on a boat. Oh no, there's confusion. But there's no birds in this ad. Where are the birds? Birds make every ad, Patrick. Oh, we got a bird. Yay. That's the whole ad, right? Good for you. Okay, anyway, so we're looking at this thing. The only reason we're looking at this entire spot is not for the 4x3. It's not for the noise. Where is the scene that I actually wanted to look at? It's not the master sequence. It's this little bit here, okay? I have talked about this in the past. I think we did a whole video on it where we were in Cine Designer, like in the virtual world, and I was trying to explain the only time that you don't backlight, or not that you don't backlight, but the time where it is socially acceptable on set to try and frontlight things. And that is at sunset or at sunrise. Oftentimes you don't want to be looking in the direction of the sun if you want that flat, even sky, right? Because what happens? Let's ignore this frame for a second and just imagine that this is the path of the sun, right? And you are shooting. This is you with the camera over here, and you got your little subject here, right? As the sun, let's say that you're going to go backlit. So this is 5 p.m., right? Sun right in the frame. You don't want that. You want the magic hour look. So the sun's got to come down here. Now it's 6 p.m. Okay, if you're pointing in this direction, this is all dark, 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 lighter, 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 very light, right? Because the sun is blasting up into the sky and creating like this gradient across the sky. Now that's normally not great because this person that you're backlighting is looking towards the camera, right? Person here looking this way. That's person. So imagine their face is quite flat and quite dark because this is all dark over here, what's lighting their face, and what's behind them, really bright. Okay, really bright, especially if you're at the ocean. Like let's go to, I think there's a wider shot here. Here we go. So imagine the sun, instead of going down over there, is going down right here in the frame, right? So technically backlit. So it's down here. What you're going to have is this blob of hot high here, and then it's going to be really dark. Well, really dark to camera is not bad here because she's facing that way. She's looking out at the ocean, right? She's looking for fish. She's hungry. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, I'm hungry. Maybe that's it. So if she was facing this direction, like you're not going to get a whole lot of level on her face. It's not going to be that interesting because the brightest thing in the image is going to be behind her. It's not going to be great. And it goes really quickly. The light changes very, very quickly because as this sun sinks below the horizon, every little bit of sinking leads to significantly less light in the sky. As opposed to, you flip it around. You look the other way. So let's go back to our diagram here of the sun path. So rather than look this direction, again, this is 5 p.m. and this is 6. This is when we want to be shooting right here. And you haven't, let's say you have 30 minutes or you have an hour, 60 minutes to be able to shoot when it's just below the horizon and you have enough level. We want to sometimes just take it, go out there, try it for yourself. Sometimes you want to shoot the opposite way, right? Because this is dark and this is light. There's light coming this way. And he's like, well, Patrick, it's going to be front lit. You go, yeah. Okay, how do we not make it front lit? Okay, this is where it gets a little complicated, and this is where you need to start to bring in a shitload of gear. You can block, say it's 5 p.m., but you want it to look like sunset. Let's say your shoot is going to take longer than the 60 minutes when the sun goes below the horizon. Okay, it's going to take 2 hours to do your 3 or 4 setups. Well, you can take a big giant solid and block out and do the close-up stuff first. So you block the sun locally. You can shoot here. In the background is going to be darker. Is it going to be as dark as it looks in the final grade? No, but it's going to be as flat, right? It's going to be as flat as it's going to be when it's down here because we're looking into this area with no sun. Are you following what I'm saying? Sometimes you do not want to be backlit at sunset or at sunrise. If you're going for that magic hour look, it doesn't really make sense because you can do way more and you can have way more time if you face the opposite direction. Okay? Let's scroll through here. What do we got? Whoop. So here, again, not bad. Like we're doing a montage ad. It doesn't really matter. This sort of setup where, I don't know, what are we doing? Probably 6 or 7 shots down here, which are almost all on the same lens. You can move really, really quickly. Okay, we're walking, we're doing a little hugging. That part's easy. If you're doing like a narrative scene where you need a good 30 minutes, well, if you're any good, you're going to be on something with enough budget to do it on a volume. If you have to do it in real life, you're poor. And what do poor people have to do? They need solutions. What's a solution? Make it front lit. Why not? If it looks terrible, definitely don't say you got the idea from me. I just know that sometimes I have done that. It has worked better. Why? Because it gives you more time. Because you can block out for the close-ups, and then as the sun starts to dip and you start to get that better gradient in the sky, then you can pull back. Then you can do the wider stuff, and it all matches in the end. And if it doesn't all match in the end, guess what? Not your problem. Guess who you can blame? Everyone else, especially the colorist. Number 1 rule, never blame the colorist to their face, though, right? You don't want poor working relationships. You want to keep those intact. Okay, I think that's it for this time. Something different. What are you going to do if you get a call? Sunset, sunrise. Are you going to go front lit or back lit? The choice is yours. Don't screw it up, though, because if you do, you'll be unemployed. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. Many thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.